to me, you are a hero, right? Allegedly, you are a hero, right? Because I'm seeing something on the social media streets. What happened with Nota? We're starting there. What happened with Nota? Is it true? Was there an altercation?
There was no altercation. There was a pull-up.
Who pulled up? You pulled up or he pulled up?
I was sitting minding my own business, and this guy came to say hi to me. And I said, don't say hi to me, especially because of this stuff that you say about me. I started by pointing at the freckles on his face.
Sure.
You know, one by one. I said, did you?
You were there all day, Mos.
I said, you know, I think it was hard, but I just didn't care. I was just wanting to make music, you know. I just kept hearing piano, and I kept wanting to do more to it. There was things that other rappers in piano were doing that I felt like, why didn't he have a punchline there? Or why is he rapping about the same thing again?
It's like being a couch coach. You know, when we're watching football, we're like, why didn't we pass?
And then at some point, you're like, actually, let me go in the field.
Yeah. All right, listen, man, we're going to take a quick break.
Your mornings with Malume Tap.
Your morning guest this Thursday walked into the studio and he said, it's a flex to come in after this song.
Well, to know it.
To join us in studio this Thursday, right here, right now. Please give a warm UFM welcome to the one and only Sizwe Alakine. AKA Reason, but I mean, we don't really have to go with that. Sizwe, how you doing, bro?
How you doing, guys?
Fantastic. It's been a really long time since you and I caught up or hung out, man.
Yes, Malume.
Far away. You see, Northwest is far, my guy. But we're glad to have you here today, right?
Thank you, my brother.
I promised everybody that I'd ask the question, right? To me, you are a hero, right? Allegedly, you are a hero, right? Because I'm seeing something on the social media streets. What happened with Nota? We're starting there. What happened with Nota backstage?
Why do I have to talk about this?
Because I remember I called Nota out one time and he came and then he ran away.
Oh yeah, you guys were supposed to meet somewhere.
We had a beef and then he ran away. So I'm living vicariously through you.
Yeah.
Is it true? Was there an altercation?
There was no altercation. There was a pull-up.
Who pulled up? You pulled up or he pulled up?
I was sitting minding my own business, and this guy came to say hi to me. And I said, don't say hi to me, especially because of this stuff that you say about me. Stuff not being the word I used, but you say about me. You know? So I told him to leave. In fact, he didn't even see me. He saw my best friend. And because we all know each other, he was saying hi to him. Then he didn't realize I was behind him. So then he stuck his hand out, and I said, don't say hi to me, you know? And then he tried to make it a thing. And then, you know, I just kept getting riled up because I was just, because you know what my thing about Nota is, it's like, I understand that world of the internet. Like, it's okay for you to be a part of that world of the internet where you go on podcasts and talk about other people's lives when nobody talks about your life. That's fine. And that's cool, like, if you want to do that, but don't say hi to me, you know? So that was my constant speech, like, just don't come say hi to me.
So had he just kept it moving, there would have been nothing to
the whole
talk
time,
about.
I even when we showed up, even the homies were the ones that said, yo, he's here. Let's fetch. I said, no. I said, let's fetch. I said, nah. I said, we're not going to do that. What we're not going to do is go chase problems, right? Because also, I know the type of person he is. He actually wants to get hit. I've known Nota for years. Nota actually wants to get attacked because he wants to sue someone to pay back all the debt
and
that he's in.
And prove a point.
And not prove a point, but to save himself from the situations that he's in. He's been dealing with like 4 lawsuits that he's had to pay. So my friend is actually in the gutter right now. Actually.
Does he know that?
Does he have a job?
I mean, you can
like,
get
what
paid.
does Nota do for a living? You
We don't
understand?
know.
So you have to understand he's looking for a case. So my chat with him, so where he made it, so you pulling up to him may have not been a good thing for you, especially because he had the cameras out. So he wanted to be seen.
No, he pulled up on me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wanted that. He wants the smoke. That's actually what he wants. He wants somebody to touch him so that he could do something about it. So anyway, where he effed up was he touched me first because he was like, man. And then I said, bro, yabo.
I told
so
you
the
don't.
flop is the situation couldn't really plan out the way that I wanted it to pan out because we were at the the 96.4 section of the interview, right? So I couldn't really do what I needed to do. But what everybody says is a slap was actually just a tap on the cheek, where when someone says, say what you said.
Yeah, when
Oh, okay.
Just
Like,
say it.
Bring it back.
Because he kept saying, why is he mad? I said, did you forget the things that you said? I started by pointing at the freckles on his face.
Sure.
One by one. I said, did you?
You were there all day,
I
Mos.
said, because he had already touched me after I asked him to leave. I said, okay, I'm clean now. So I started with I said, what did you say? Then I started with the say what you said, and then that's when Naked DJ said, let's not do this.
Okay.
Everybody wanted to do it, but so I didn't slap him per se. I just ankle tapped him on the face.
There we go. We got it.
So before I get a case.
Now we got it from the horse's mouth. Now we know what happened. Let's talk music, man. The new album and new single. What's the vibe? What's the direction that you've taken? I don't want to get into that whole, why did you move from hip hop to Sizwe Alakine? We know you as Sizwe Alakine right now. And I wouldn't even say that you're an amapiano artist.
Right.
I'd say you're just Sizwe Alakine, and you kind of fit in so many different places. But talk to me about the new album.
You're probably the first person to actually take it from there, actually, to just realize that it's all the same person, it's all the same skill sets. It's just music, I think with the Sizwe Alakine brand, it really is more about going into the other side that I've never really explored as Reason. Reason was always this English rapper, this poet, this lyricist, this whatever, and Sizwe is the one who's exploring everything like super South African, whether it's piano, whether it's gom, been doing some Afro-tech as well every now and then, so it's really just about embracing everything South African. And in this particular moment, after you have like the big song, where you're singing, it's like, what do we do after that?
Yeah.
That was really my key. It was like, I really didn't want to do another piano project immediately after that whole Imitanda's around. So I wanted to do something fresh. And I realized like the only thing that I'd never done really as an artist or even as a rapper was kasi rap. I've never rapped in Venek. I've never really put out ran the race like Kwesta did, ran the race like Tsibib did. We never really got to tap into that side of the culture where Cooley was. I was always perceived to a point where people even thought I was an American at some point, So that was really what this project is about. So Dear Darky is a project that really is a kasi rap project that speaks to the darkies, and you're such a good example because I think you're a darky.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is.
So it's because you're like the perfect example of what I mean by Dear Darky, because people will be like, so for blacks. I'm like, there's some blacks who are not darkies.
For example?
And there's some white people who are actually darkies. So a darkie is not a color. It's actually a way of life. It's a culture. It's a spirit. It's an energy. It's an experience. So that's what this project is about. It was really about just me exploring my ghetto, my South African, my township side,
Nice.
Has that been something difficult to break away from? Obviously it has. You've mentioned that you were perceived a certain way, a bit like a battle, like a freestyler. Everyone has always perceived you as this guy that can just flow, this freestyler. But now you're starting to show different facets. Is that all calculated, or is it just something that you've grown into now?
It's a bit of both. Because I think, to answer your question, I think it was difficult, but I didn't realize it because the situation I was in was more difficult. I think, let's be honest, if we're looking around, a lot of rappers that were popping 5 years ago, I really, really know we've seen they're having a really hard time. You understand? I got to that point 4 years ago, and I started exploring, my existence in the music. Do I want to do it? Do I want to not want to do it? Even when I landed into this, it was by accident. I was just in the bus and I was caught by the wave. But initially, at that time, I had just decided I'm just going to write for other people. I'm actually going to do this music thing or this hip-hop thing with other people's artists or with other people's brands, not believing in the brand that I was in at the time. So, to transition, or not transition, I guess, to migrate from one area to the other, I think it was hard, but I just didn't care. I was just wanting to make music, I just kept hearing piano and I kept wanting to do more to it. There was things that other rappers in piano were doing that I felt like, why didn't he add a punchline there?
Yeah.
Or why is he rapping about the same thing
It's
again?
like being a couch coach. You know, when we're watching football, we're like, why didn't he pass?
And then at some point you're like, actually, let me go in the field.
Andile Mkrita.
Yeah.
All right, listen, man, we're going to take a quick break. Hey, yo, shout out to Shane, man. People are getting employed because of Shane.
bro.
We're still hanging out with Reason. Yo, Sizwe,
Yes,
we just played Elokishin. I love the tune. I'm a big fan of the whole project, right? And that's why I kind of opened up by saying that, guys, you changing to Sizwe Alakine was just like a metamorphosis of yourself, but it didn't mean that you were relaunching yourself as a piano artist.
No.
And we can hear that. But I know Josi's got a question, and you touched on the whole ghostwriting thing. Josi.
I need us to get into that.
Oh
Many
my
people
gosh.
don't know that you've written some of South Africa's hottest songs right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Imithandazo, right?
Yes, ma'am. Co-writer.
What else? I need you to drop all the songs
That
you've
poor
written because-
reverse, man.
You know what's scary about this thing is I'm always the one who's uncomfortable about telling people about it. You know?
Why though?
I don't know. I feel like it takes away from
I see what you mean.
from the actual artists, you know? Because, you know, let me tell you, here's the scary part. For me to even end up in this business was actually because, you know, of a bad situation. It's literally like, as an artist, I'm not doing well, or rather the songs that I'm writing for myself as an artist are not hitting because myself as a brand, I wasn't hitting. So at some point, you have to learn this selfless thing of saying, yo, I'm sitting on a smash, but I need to give it to Tap. I know if Tap raps this song,
It's going to be a
it's
hit.
gonna be a hit.
smash.
I know
Yeah.
if you drop this song, it's gonna be a hit, right? So once you get into that mode, you kind of remove yourself from the song, and you kind of have to separate yourself because I think if you get too attached, it starts breeding things like jealousy. Because next thing, let's say, as soon as Tap starts touring because of Elokishin,
But
and
how
you're
do you,
like, I
how-
wrote
how
the
do you,
song.
How do you
So then I try remove myself from that thing, and I stick to my business, which is the publishing.
How
and-
do you
and the
stop
work.
yourself from feeling those emotions? Because if I wrote a song, if I was sitting on a song and I knew it wasn't going to be a smash with me, and I give it to Reason and then it blows up, how do you deal with those emotions? It can't be easy.
You literally have to remove yourself from the song as an artist.
Do you
and be
sometimes
in
get
the song
proud?
as a writer. Definitely, all the time, because you know where you do become proud is because then you start to feel like your talent actually helps other people.
Yeah.
You know, generally as artists, especially as rappers, you're supposed to be making yourself the guy. Like, it's me. I did this. It's all Reason. I wrote this song. I produced this song. I'm the guy. I'm the dopest. I'm the illest. But once you actually decide, yo, I'm not the guy. We're gonna make Bobby the guy. We're gonna make Boyti the guy. We're gonna
Which
make
Bobby song
Anele
did
the
you
guy.
write?
I've already put it out there. Vachepiki.
And which one else?
You know, I'm not gonna tell you.
Hey,
I only share that one. I only share that one because she's actually been quite comfortable about the whole
Yeah.
conversation. Say, no, but I'm not ashamed to say that we did it together. But also, that's the other thing that people need to understand is, ghostwriting has gone from, I write these things and then I give them to Tap. And then
You have
he
to
releases.
actually coach them. This is how I want you to do it. This is you work
The
together.
best way to put it is, I'm the architect, but we're building your house. You know,
Aha.
you can tell me where you want your kitchen, where you want your lounge, where you want and then I'll tell you what works. You know, I can only show you how many windows we have. You still have to pick them. I can show you how many different types of taps we have. You still have to pick them. You know, you still have to put them in place with me. I can, if I design the whole house, you might end up with an RTP. And then, and then when you wanted a mansion, you understand? And then I have to tell you, my brother, you can't afford a mansion.
I'll respect that.
I got a
That's
question
okay.
for you,
You
Sis. If you weren't doing music, what would Sizwe Moeketsi look like outside of burning the mic? And number two, does ghostwriting pay, my brother? Because I got bars, but I can't rap.
Yes, actually it does, bro. That's the one thing that actually people need to realize, a very important thing about music. You know, the people who never complain in the industry are the labels, the songwriters. The only people who complain are the artists, the faces. You know, those are the guys that are being rocked, and someone is rocking them. You know, whoever's rocking them is rocking them for a very good reason, my brother. There is a lot of money behind the scenes. You know, if being an artist, and this is for anybody out there who's listening, the truth of the reality is, the bad news is, you're a great artist, whoever you are, but you might not be a star. You might not make it in the forefront. You might not be the guy that becomes the guy. But the good news is, you don't have to be the guy to be in the industry or to make money off of it. You know what I mean? Like, I've had like some of my darkest days. Broke. Ingeni SMS asesamro. Sivukile ntwana ya. Sivukile. Ngiyangithola off. Ha, yakutshela. So, yeah, that's the one thing on the other side. But what's the other question that
If
you
you
asked?
weren't doing music,
If I wasn't doing
what would be a career?
So the weird thing about me is I was so paranoid. Proverb got me so paranoid about this industry when I came in. I actually kept doing all the other things as I was going. So I studied advertising. I'm still in advertising. I studied drama. I still do a bit of acting here and there. And then there's the music thing. And then there's just other things that are filtered outside of that. So I've never really kind of stopped doing other things. Just kind of kept. And somehow the internet and social media has brought them together.
Yeah.
You know, people who are selling chocolates and condoms and cold drinks out there need musicians. You know, musicians need the
that
people who
combo.
sell.
I thought you were going to say they need condoms. We need condoms also. So shout out to them. They do the Lord's work. Yo.
They're doing the Lord's work. I'm just saying, there's people that sell products out there. They need artists, you know, and artists need, you know, and sometimes you got to do a bit of acting. So, yeah, I'm still involved in everything, man. I never really stopped.
On a closing question before we hand over to Pelo Modiga, you mentioned at the start of the interview about, you know, rappers that were big 5 years ago that aren't necessarily, they've kind of stagnated, they haven't moved anything.
Hey, cool, it's
What
a
do
temp.
you, no. Hear my question out first. In that time, we have seen a newer, younger generation of talent come
Amazing,
through.
yeah.
What do you make of the current, especially within hip hop, the current talent, the Usimamanes, and the likes of? What do you think of the state of hip hop right
This
now?
is so cool because I consider myself as an up and coming artist.
Yeah, as Sizwe, yeah, you are different.
Sizwe Alakine is an up and coming artist. He just popped off 2 years ago. I'm part of the new crowd, dog.
The new wave.
Yeah, I'm 87 and I'm 2000. I love it, bro. I love it. And you know what? That's actually been my chat with a lot of homies. Like, I really pity the guys who really want to still hold on to the glory we had 5 years ago, because we are really in an era where we should champion the next business. You know, whatever that is for a lot of people. You know, I look at Zinga and Tito doing podcasts, and I'm like, yo, bro, like that's what I'm talking about. Like, we're evolving into other things.
Yeah.
We're not just stuck into that dream of being the star. You know what I mean? Like, people are growing into other spaces. You know, it's unfortunate that all the labels that the guys started didn't really work out, but those are the type of things that I really feel my generation should be looking into. You know, as much as, yes, I'm an artist now and I'm relevant in the space now, it's because the business I decided to evolve into was literally in the publishing and the music. So I can't really get out of it, but I'm more in the publishing business than you would think that I'm in as an artist. So
Can't be 25.
I think we all need to embrace these kids. We need to push them. We need to support them. They're good. They know the culture. They know the streets, but they need to know the business.
100%. And on that, we say thank you to Reason. A round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming through. Loving the album. You can check it. You can get it out. It's on digital platforms right now. Stream it, listen to it, and enjoy it. Up next is Pelo Modiga between 9 and 12. That's it for your mornings. From myself, DJ Uncle Tap.
Ke Kgosi Kgadi.
Get table, poo.
Sizwe Moeketsi. Bye-bye.
Up and coming artist. Say bye, girls.
Bye,
girls.